He's a comedy theorist, an award-winning musician, and he's desperately trying to hold his beautiful mind together. He's a living TikTok post that thinks that if he just does one more bad take on current events, he's finally gonna become famous. Will his guests keep him on track? Will he deservedly get canceled, or will this show crash and burn as he loses control once again? Welcome to Meltdown Island.
It's DUSTiN.
I know everything that DUSTiN is saying sounds totally delusional.
DUSTiN, where are you going? Just trust me!
DUSTiN, you slow down. DUSTiN.
DUSTiN, you're a goddamn Einstein.
DUSTIN's right. You're a certified genius.
I think that's a great idea, Mike.
Thank you, DUSTiN.
If you look up the word tempting in the dictionary, you will find a picture of Sean.
Looks like Jawa is stuck between a rock and a Sean place.
I think it's because Sean is very built and he's sexy as hell. I'm going to sleep next to Sean Smith.
Nothing feels good when you're feeling bad. Nothing makes sense when you're feeling mad. Don't go around feeling sad, cause everybody's going around saying that you're crazy, that you're lazy, and you're unmotivating. To the people that surround you in society, they control you in your mind with anxiety. You gotta break free from that mindset. Break free, break free. Break free to explode. Break free to expose all of your emotional vulnerability and the complexities of your mind. And together we will find that the sun keeps shining on the other side. You know the sun keeps shining on the other side. The sun keeps shining on the other side of the rain cloud, of the storm clouds in your eyes, in your eyes. There's a place I know we can go and stay a while. Welcome to Meltdown Island. Welcome to Meltdown Island. Sharing right now.
Hi everyone, welcome to Meltdown Island. My name's Dustin. I'm riding solo again this week. Might talk to some of our friends over on the Twix, on the Twix. Maybe not. I don't know. What I do know is I thank you for joining me today. And what is sure to be just another landmark case of me doing it. What? I don't know. My show? For why? Great question. I'm gonna be honest with you. I get stumped. You know it's questionable when you stump yourself with questions. Am I right? I feel right. So that's all that matters sometimes. Thank you. I'd like to say a big shout out to all my peeps that have joined me in the live space so far. Bop, bop, bop. Thank you. Apologize. I should have cleaned that. I didn't know that camera that screen was gonna make it on camera today. Should have cleaned it. Admittedly. Shoulda. Woulda. Didn't. Boy, oh boy, what a wild and crazy couple weeks. For those of you who take notes, we weren't here last week. Didn't seem like anyone missed it. Didn't seem like anyone was like, hey, where you at? Again, makes you question a lot of what you're doing in life. Maybe that's just me, but nevertheless, here we are to strive forward. Much like anything, right? Got to try and try again. You might fail every time, but failure is the first step to, I don't know, success, I guess. What's success, really, at the end of the day? Didn't know I'd be dropping so much philosophy at the beginning of the show, but here we are. So what do I got to tell you? Too much, probably. I should probably get started. Hi there. Are you part of what I like to call the pond ecosystem? Well, so am I. And they've done a big drop, another big drop for pork. What's pork? The Pepe fork. Congratulations to Pepe for making it back over $1 billion market cap. I think that happened today. That's exciting for people who still own Pepe. I should. I don't. That's fine. Don't have to. You can own whatever you want. You should own a couple things I tell you, though. This is not financial advice. It's not financial advice, you guys. But seriously, listen to every word I'm about to tell you because scammer, camera, coin. Camera's fun. Camera's just now starting to make its meme debut. Just the other night, somebody was like to some fella on X. Most of my YouTube people have no idea what I'm talking about. But this fella, let's just say he's been easy with his money, comes and goes with it, takes it, and somebody's like, he's like, tell me what the new coin is, and I'll buy it basically. And this guy was like, camera coin, but it, you spell it with a little $sign, which makes it look like scammer. And one of his followers like, how dare you call the guy that I'm following a scammer? He's not scammered anyone. What are you doing? And they're like, I didn't call him a scammer. He asked for a coin. I just told him about camera coin. But it tells you, I like litmus tests, right? Things that you can put out there and it causes people to show you what's on their mind rather than what they're actually reading. I do it all the time. I'm horrible about it, if I'm honest, which I'm going to be. But yeah, I probably will be honest. But irregardlessly, the guy was like, your community should thank you. Because I think he's going to buy, which is something is exciting for us as a community. And maybe some of you are like, what are you talking about, bro? And I'll tell you. Don't worry, I'll tell you. It's an in-game currency, all right? And this game started back in November of last year of 2023. And it involves basically, it's like a buying contest. For those of you who like to buy things, you'd be real apropos to like this. Because it's like, look at me, I'm the best buyer of NFTs. I started with just like $20, $50, and instantly won $300, $500. And from there, I've just kept going. And somehow I have A lot of them. I have a lot of them now, and I wouldn't have gotten them if it weren't for the wins, which just goes to show you how much I've won, because somebody said I have like 5 ETH, which right now is like $15,000. What? I've spent 5 ETH on digital pictures when it was my very first digital picture buy. What? I could have never imagined I spent that much, but I guess I did. And all of that, I've got to say, almost all of it came from the game itself. It's generating winners by holding these NFTs. It used to be people keep going, "Hey, you've been doing this a long time. Tell me how to win. What do I got to do?" And I want to go, I could have told you week 1 and week 2. But week 1 was when I knew the most, which was you got to buy those 2 pieces. Then you got to buy a key. I think that was the 3rd piece. And after that, I messed up. I didn't start investing again because I was like, look at all this money. I got to pay some bills. And it's kind of a known that I was a little late on my rent that month, and got teased about it a little bit. Still, sometimes people will drop the, did you pay your rent yet this month? It's like, hey, bud, once you get off my back, I start to want to cuss. Try not to. It's fun, but whatever. Ultimately, there are new base pieces. So we've gone from round 1 to round 2 to round, I don't know where we're at right now. But we've entered a new stage, which is the release of a rewards coin / an in-game currency in what is called Cammer, the scammeriest coin out there. It's been nothing but drama. Take a bunch of people with dollar signs in their eyes, and then add in money. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we go a little crazy. I know I do. And it gets a little bit dramatical, a little bit fun, a lot of it fun. But the thing is some people get a little bit. They start talking about their genitalia a little too quickly for my liking. You know, I get it. Sometimes you just gotta talk about your genitalia. It's not necessarily my first go-to. Unless it's you know who you are. Wink. That was as awkward for me as it was for you. Thank you, Jack. I just looked down. Jack's laughing. Appreciate that, Jack, because that was definitely a weird one for me. Getting off track. Back on the track. Moving forward. Here we go. Choo-choo. Come on, ride that train. The choo-choo train. Needless to say, there are a bunch of things that are happening to the coin, like burns, and they burned like 50 trillion coins. It's a lot of coins. There's going to be more burns. What we thought were going to be instant rewards, believe me, everybody, here's the great thing. Everybody who owned one NFT or owned however many ETH of worth that I have, we all got the same amount of camera dropped into our wallets. As a surprise, if you feel like you ever did not win, here is a definite win. If you only hold one of these NFTs for this long, here you go. Congratulations. And it was great. Makes me wish I had more wallets with more of my NFTs in them. Which I guess could have been a thing. Could still be a thing. I don't know. But there are people that play it like that. There's just a pork drop. If you're still having trouble with the pork drop and you're listening to this right now, restart your device. Do a hard restart. Make sure all your apps are closed and you should be fine. Outside of that, I'm no tech guy. You can tell by the dents in my head. Thank you. Ultimately, back to the thing. Where was I? Oh, I remember. There is another coin, a second coin, a sibling coin, a support coin. I don't know. I asked him, what's an example that you could point us to let us know the type of system we're about to be in? And he's like, there's not one really. Like, we are in new uncharted territories. So that's exciting. But it's all definitely that going back into what was our first little mission from Pond X. Welcome to the longest running live stream for Pond, Meltdown Island's Pond Cove. As some of you do know, I'm all in on Pond. I have $250,000-$60,000 in swap volume off of only a $5,000 investment-ish. I'm waiting for my rewards for that, right? We're supposed to get our DEX rewards when the coin, when the DEX reaches $1 billion in volume. So I'm definitely excited about that. I believe it's going to melt faces, especially if someone like me gets a lot of money for being a top 18th swapper at one point. I'm sure that it's dropped. I'm sure. Because I just don't have the money like I used to have. I did really good. I 40x my investment, but at the same time, when everybody else stopped swapping, I didn't stop swapping, and basically made some bad swaps. And as much as they say you make one good win and you're all set, you make a couple of bad swaps and you're all set too, but in the negative, but in the bad way. You get it. It's felt like 12 years, I think, the last 6 months. My sleeping schedule's changed. Everything's changed because it's all focused around what is, I consider crypto, the attention economy 2.0, crypto 2.0, attention economy 2.0, the engagementing, because the more you engage, the more points, the more bonuses, the more rewards you'll get when the rewards come at $1 billion. So I feel great about being where I am with that. And right when I ran out of money, didn't have that rent, I did have like $40 and got into the White Rabbit, which we were told to follow the White Rabbit and find the White Pearl. Well, we all found the White Pearl because that's Jimmy Edgar's. For those of you who don't know, surprise, it's Jimmy Edgar's. If you haven't figured that out yet, that's why you come to Meltdown Island. For things you should have known 4 months ago. I know I do. He did a pool void. And some people gave over $1 million to the void. Some people ain't even got $1 million. And they just gave it to a void. What? Which is crazy. Nevertheless, it happened. And they're receiving rewards, which is great. But we were told to follow the White Rabbit. Well, I did a little bit of, I don't know, sleuthing, Sherlock Holming, and I found Unrecycling. At the time, his name was Gloomy. He's changed his name to nothing now. Seems like he's gone down maybe into the darker side of the rabbit hole. But ultimately, his branding for his incorporated business is a white rabbit head, a rabbit head that is in white. So I call it the White Rabbit Head. And it's very confusing that they would tell us to follow the White Rabbit and find the White Pearl. And Jimmy Edgar's, his first NFT was a White Pearl. So that was another reason to go, that's him. And of course, at the time, Gloomy had done Pond City, done a couple other mini games, was winding up to release his VR game, which is still in the works and happening. We're going to become pod people. That's later in the discussion. And he sort of got ostracized and And one point, Paulie comes on. He goes, "Everybody, you're doing the void too much. You're doing it wrong, and it has nothing to do with Pondex. You guys are all ridiculous." And of course, the people who were following the White Rabbit were like, "Ha ha ha! See, no reason for us to be like that." Other than we were also told during this during the Find the White Pearl, Follow the White Rabbit, that there would be teams formed. There would be confusion in the air. There would be massive amounts of I don't know, other words, like big time stuff, words. Not the best. I'm not the best at words, but there were lots of words used. And all of that came down to boil down to the fact that we definitely ended up grouped. Now, I definitely threw some money in the void, but I also didn't obsess about it. Why? Because I was getting paid by the White Rabbit. So I became a little more obsessed by what is paying me right now. I guess I was not one of those kids that sat down at the table and they put the Oreo and they said, "If you don't eat this Oreo, we'll give you 2 Oreos. All right, I'll be right back." Okay, I ate the Oreo. And, but to be fair, I was a grown boy. And I like Oreos. So I feel like they shouldn't test people. Nevertheless, I was tested as a child and failed the rest of my life. Story over. Except it's not. So the White Rabbit's paying me. I'm following it. January 1st comes along. And Polly, January 1st, blocks Gloomy. Blocks on recycling. What? This is not what I wrote down for my journal for 2024. I did not write down that my team, my community, the White Rabbit was going to be blocked on January 1st. No! So I definitely got depressed. And I definitely slept. And then come along Pond Water. What? Who? And everybody jumped in on Pond Water, which is paid very well to a certain amount of people. But our leader, who is blocked, has not been able to get his Pond Water. The DRIP, the Daily Rewards Incentive Program. He's not been able to unlock it or to receive his DRIP. And I've talked to some people who say, "Oh, they're just trolling whoever did the Uniswap thing," which he admittedly did. Lost $1.5 million to that. Yet he still was involved 100% into the community. You know what I mean? Which again was shocking that he got blocked. It's just to lose that amount of money, it's mind-boggling. But he's got like 7 billion, 1 billion locked up in different 1 week, 3, 4 week, 2 week intervals. I don't know. The key is do at least 1 billion to go 49 weeks to receive the real money. Real quick, got a question from Sean Hanlon. What? This is my co-host. Yeah, but what's going on with the Lions? Well, Sean's not here to talk about it, but they definitely did not go to the Super Bowl. I think they're in a rebuilding year. Probably getting rid of everybody. Probably hiring all new people. I'm not a professional football person, though. So don't listen to me, Sean. But I see you got your internet back enough to watch, but you ain't got enough to join. Okay. No, I'm not upset. I mean, part of me is starting to get upset, but I'm not upset yet. I hope you're doing well, by the way. He's been gone all month. Boy. Miss him. So, yeah. Ultimately, he gets, he's not getting his drip. And apparently, he used some of the NFTs that we bought as a way to mine for us, as well as put it into the drip So everything that's put into the drip is for us, right? That was going to be our rewards. He's got these sweet like NFT watches we're all starting to receive. And in my mind, my speculation was he was going to set them little watches to a timer. And when that timer rings, it's time for you to collect your drip or your rewards from the White Rabbit. But since he's been blocked, week 1, week 2, he basically had to invent a new way to reward us. And that was through Camera Coin, the scammer of the cameras. At least I'm watching, though. At the very least. Yes, you are. The least you're doing is watching. Yes, thank you, Sean. I should say thank you. I shouldn't hit home that is the very least. Hola, hola desde Costa Rica. That's why I don't speak other languages, Sean. And he knows this. I apologize to my listeners for my tongue that is not Spanish. It could be a little French, though, if you know what I'm talking about. Wink. Never mind. I like the French kiss. All right. That's gross. So, I'm all in on 2 projects. One that's had to reinvent itself to reward its players and engagers. And from what I understand, we don't even realize how much we've won. How exciting is that? And that's from Unrecycling. That's what he tells us. Mr. Gloomies, if you're nasty, I guess, says that, and yes, I must be nasty because I said Mr. Gloomies. Said we don't even realize the value of what we have, which I'm going to be honest with you, I don't realize it. I know it's good. I know it's great. And I can't wait until it pops in. Some people go, oh, well, why hasn't he done this? Why isn't he done that? Or he needs to. And some people would say that that's me. But I would argue because he might be listening and I don't want him to think that. Because there's part of me that does not know the levels and the intensity of what's going on. All I know is he is investing all of his own money in this coin for the burns, for the liquidity pools, for the rewards. Because again, all of his money that was our money is locked up in pond water. Hopefully earning him drips. Oh, I had a few minutes. All right, hold on. I got another interruption here. I had a few minutes between the pool and going out to dinner. So I thought I'd check in to see if you were missing me. Because it's all about, me and what I'm doing and how I feel. Not necessarily that you might feel anything. But I do. I do feel things and I miss you, bud. All right? Okay? Thanks for teasing me and letting me know that you're available. Holy crap. But hope you're doing well in the pool. It's a nice day here. It's like 70. It's like 70 degrees in February in Detroit, which is north of Canada. Let that sink in, you guys. Let that sink in. Got another comment here. Any bets on what Sean is having for dinner? It's a great conversation. I would say sea bass. Huh? Bass? Fish. I feel like they're on Costa Rica. It is Tuesday. Maybe he goes for Taco Tuesday. I know I would. Do they have fish tacos? I don't know. But a great question, Mark. I hope we do find out the answer to that, Mark. For you, as a longtime viewer and listener and commenter. It's great to see you. Missed you too, bud. I'm sure you were wondering where we were at last week. I'm sure you were sitting there going, where's Meltdown Island? Not that you wrote anything or that I saw that. I just know you, and I'm sure in your heart you were there. Detroit, did you know this, you guys? Detroit is the Costa Rica of the Great Lakes region. That's actually a fun fact and true. Oh, what's up? God Mode says, looking in to the ether. That's a very interesting. I see they're clouds, but then over here they're black clouds. Over here's white clouds. Over here's black clouds. Either way, I see you. I see you through the clouds. And yes, my head is always in the clouds. Which ones? I'll never tell you. Thank you to everybody who has liked and reshared the live. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Fruit Tree. I see you. That's the other thing about our little community is the artwork is just great. I mean, there's a white rabbit who bought a mountain and a couple of valleys, and there's Camera Coin. It's great. I love it. I do a little bit of art. I told my friend Mikey Brown, yeah, I've been making money lately by making art on X. What? Somebody made this, a fan of the show. Dustin's Camera Show. It's funny. Other people were like, oh my gosh, are they attacking you? I'm like, no, they're not. They're being funny. So, I happen to have a few people here in the live. If anyone would like to join me, has any questions or any comments, feel free to request, and we'll see what we can do. We've got a little comment here from Sean. Sure do miss you, pal. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. I'll be back in the saddle next week. That's super sweet too. God Mode is definitely enjoying the show, laughing. Love the cry laughy face. Appreciate you for that. Got another comment here. I couldn't text the show because it wasn't coming up for me on YouTube. Yep. I took a week off. I was asked to work, and I said, okay, because I'm a poor person who doesn't have a regular 9 to 5. You know what I mean? So when it pops up, sometimes you just gotta whore yourself out to the man. Cool seeing Eshak last week in Seattle. Oh, is he doing? We have a friend who does comedy, and he's touring as a stand-up comedian. And now back to the show. Sorry to interrupt your 2 all-in project announcements. Too late. It's already been interrupted. I'll never get back there. No, I'm very much entrenched in it, Mark. Very much entrenched. I'm very excited as well. A little bit apprehensive, a little bit shy. I feel lots of feelings about these things. Some people say I feel too much. And to those people, I say, you're a narcissistic psychopath. And I'm sorry, but it had to be said. I digress. There is going to be a moment, Mark, where we're brought out to California on recycling. The White Rabbit has bought a mountain and 2 valleys. And those valleys happen to go feed into what is called Joshua's tree. I guess there's a fella from back in the way back who had his own cactus, and he named it a tree, and they all made fun of him. And the joke became a meme. And then I think one of the presidents was like, well, why don't we just take some land and call it Joshua's tree? And we'll make fun of him like that. Now, I don't know if don't quote me on that, Mark, but that could be how the story goes. And apparently, though, it's just a desert with like cactuses, right? And I love beauty. I love nature. But at the same time, how much beauty and nature can you see in a desert, right? Am I right, though? You know I'm right. Apparently, it's beautiful at night. You go out and the stars are bright at night with no light pollution. Clap, 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 clap. So you got 2 entrances going into a national state park. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's neither. It's one. I think it's national. It's at least state. It's a park nonetheless. And he got 2 of the entrances where he's going to build these pods. And in these pods, we're going to be going in there. I don't know if you've seen Ready Player One. You've seen Ready Player One. You go in there and you got your VR set on, and they have these like running track pads. They go 360 degrees. You could go sideways. You go sideways, and the track keeps moving. So that's exciting. And then you can leave the pod, and you can go outside, and you'll be in an AR, an augmented reality. So you'll be in the desert, in a big city in the desert, with like stuff. What kind of stuff? Augmented reality stuff. So people will be like, whoa. Other people will be like, what are those people doing over there? They look crazy. And I get to be one of those crazy people. So I'm excited about that. Looks like we got a couple comments here. Let's just go ahead and check in. P.S. I'll be having the surf and turf for dinner. Okay. I did want to say that you might be having a little bit of steak. But then I thought, you know what? He has to eat that cauliflower pizza now. So part of me thinks he's probably going to have fish instead of steak. Because, you know what I mean? I don't know why I'm pointing up here so much, but I think you get it. I think the desert is beautiful. Sean, no one is arguing about the desert not being beautiful. I think it's beautiful as well. But it's not like it's a waterfall where it's always changing or it's not like a jungle where it's like you can't see the forest for the trees. It's like all you see is a tree or two that is actually a cacti. Oh, here's another one. Oh, look at this. Hello, ghosts. First of all, welcome to Ghosts. Joshua Tree is awesome. In the wind tray. Definitely check it out. Driving through the park is like driving through the Looney Tunes version of Mars. It's so fucking weird. That's a very interesting comment. I appreciate you. Now imagine you there for the weekend and you're like, I've already done the Looney Tunes. What's this pod thing all about? And you go over there and all of a sudden you get to go tripping out in a whole nother universe. Pretty exciting. Pretty exciting stuff. All of the money that those generate with time fees to rent, to play around with the future, by the way, all of that money goes back into camera coin, goes back to scam us with more money, which is exciting. What's this? Why are you yelling at me? I'm not yelling. Am I yelling? I got a little defensive. Because I didn't say that the desert wasn't beautiful. I just said, it's only so much. I mean, dare I say it's the word deserted is almost desert, right? I'm not even saying there's an oasis. Just desert, bro. I've never been there, so what do I know? What archipelago is Sean on? Archipelago. I can say that word now. He's on Costa Rica archipelago, the Costa Ricas. Sean, that sounds amazing. I'm jealous. Of him and his surf and turf? Or of me becoming a pod person? I'm assuming that the jealous part is about me and that you do think that Sean, like you're giving us both a compliment at the same time? Because there's a lot of love going to Sean at that point, which then it's like, hey, bud, just get his phone number. Why don't you marry him, right? But then I'd be getting defensive and said I'm yelling at people, which then I'd have to say, I'm sorry. Apparently I do that. Apparently I lash out a little bit, especially when I don't understand things or I'm being defensive. And then I do what is called backpedaling and apologizing after which, much like I've done to a fella in our community just in the last 24 hours. What's this? Sure, we'll say both. LOL. Do we have to have another discussion about LOLs? Are there any bets on what Sean's having for dessert? For desert? You get it? Dessert? You get it? Bumpy cake? I get it. You say a desert and I say a dessert. Desert, dessert, desert, dessert. Let's eat some bumpy cake. I got there. I'm technically on an... Oh, Lord. Is the moose. He's on an isthmus, I think. He don't know, though. He don't even know. I apologize for him giving misinformation, you guys. He's trying to FUD our space right now. And I don't appreciate it. What'd I tell you about false information, Sean? You're going to get me banned. And it's not looking good for our comedy duo for the Pond Public Goods right now when half of the duo is not around. These are essential moments and days right now. I'm blocked by most of them. I'll be honest with you. If you're blocked by all of the artists that you want to be in consideration with, how can your art be viewed? How can your art be appreciated as public goods if the public has you blocked? And where is that extra $1? Merry Isthmus, everyone! Merry Isthmus! All right. Back to the discussion at hand. I apologize for these guys acting a fool, but they definitely have me in a good mood. I like them a lot. Let me see. I was going to talk to a fella who was in Hex and who was an early Bitcoin fella. Going to hit him up for a loan and everything, but apparently he couldn't join us today. I wasn't going to hit him up for a loan. I was just doing jokes. But he's I guess he's moving. Are you? Maybe he is. I don't know. I shouldn't bet. Ouch! Oh, show is over. Oh, just in my, it's not funny. Technical issue break. La. Ouch! Oh! Woo! Caught it right on a corner. Like a corner. Woo! Got dead arm, you guys. Dead arm. I got me a dead arm. I mean, I'm lucky I have an alive arm, right? Some people don't even have an alive arm to have a dead arm. Boy, I'm definitely, ouch. I'm definitely in pain. Oh, the show must go on. Okay, Merry Isthmus. As he said, that really hurts. Hi, my name's Sean Hanlon. I'm probably having flawn. Sean, do you want to know how I know? You want to know how I know? I mean, for desert. Okay, I can't with the flawn. I can't. I'm sorry, bud. Enjoy your flan, your flan, whatever it is. Oh, I think I could take your happiness while I was in a good mood, but now that I'm in a bad mood, I cannot take your happiness. Oh my God, it's so much. It's starting to wear down. Okay, I think I've talked my way through most of it. But boy, oh boy. Ew. That's going to bruise up. Ooh, that's underneath the skin. That's going to be an underneath the skin bruising up. I only hope that my elbow can recover. This was not on my to-do list for the show today. Okay, let's focus up. Back to the anybody in the live stream. Jack, maybe. I know Jack and I are buddies here on the X, and so it's, I mean, most of the people in here, we're all buddies. We're all internet buddies. That's all. But we're also doing. Hey, Mark, you would enjoy this. We're doing a puzzle. Mark's one of them smart guys. He's like Nicolas Cage from that one where Nicolas Cage hides like American documents and stuff. Mark's like that. You know what I mean? Like, but not like, but like, oh, look at me. I push my glass like a nerd, but like a good, smart nerd in a good way. He wrote a song about pie. You know what I mean? He's a wonderful guy. And he he would like this puzzle because it's a hard puzzle that no one's got, Mark. And he just keeps putting more money in this wallet. And there's 12 words out of 2,000. There's 12 words that we have to figure out in the correct order to get into this wallet. And then you get all the money. New segment. What medical emergency will DUSTiN manifest? After memory test recall and before caveman grunts, guess the vegetables Sean is cutting during dinner. Da 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 da. Asparagus. Asparagus is what he'll be eating for his with his surf and his turf, or taters. Oh, we got another guess. Tomato. Tomato. Tom, at. Oh. You say tomato, I say tomato. Either way, I'm wrong. But we tried to figure out this thing. And he gave us a picture to use. And here's the picture. Let me clean my screen, because this just looks nasty. But here's a picture of one of the clues. Okay? So, if you are to look at these books on a shelf, some are like, oh, it's, if you count the books, with some of them are sideways and laying down. Some of them are leaning over. And the first thing I saw when I saw this, especially these up here, first thing I saw, binary. Yeah, Mark, I got one of them what they call beautiful minds. And one of my imaginary people said, that's binary. And I was like, you're right. And I think I'm wrong, actually, because though one of my buddies, he figured out some binary. He did some like counting and was like 1 0, and then when you get to the 11th number or 12th number, you round it back around. But I don't know, because that's how much I don't know binary. But I just, you know me, Mark. As soon as I see something, I think it through. Oh shoot. And I just think it through, and I saw that, and I thought it through instantly, and thought, the binary thing, because I'd definitely like to get into this wallet and get me some of that yum chocolate chip money. But Jack's been working on it for months now, months since December, maybe even in November, they announced this. And during this time, they've given away 2 cars. One that is like a Genesis? I don't even know. One was he's basically giving away, he gave away 2 cars and a Vegas vacation with a credit card, Vegas vacation for 2 with a credit card of $5,000 to spend while you're there. And then a watch, like multiple $10,000 watch or something. And he's like, oh, what happens if you wear that watch? What do you think? How did that make you feel? And I'm like I just got laid at this lady's house, and I'm walking out, and then there's these dudes coming up to rob me because there's a house on my wrist. What? But that's a poor person's point of view, not necessarily everyone else's point of view. But I definitely, there's another thing that's a video where you do a walkthrough, and it's like dun dun dun, and there's all these little things that are popping up. And I went through the 2,000 words and was like, oh, here's something that popped out of me, not popped out of me, but popped out at me. And got to go to dinner now. Can't wait to see you next week, pal. Can't wait, buddy. Enjoy your dinner. Are you eating for your vegetable? You having asparagus or tomato? Just want to let you know there's a small pool going of bets. But I understand if you got to go, probably in this bath towel on some sort of... How's your ayahuasca? Did you do your ayahuascas yet? Oh, I forgot about that. Just remembered it clearly. Anyway, he's out there tripping out on a little island or a Christmas or something. And I know it sounds like I'm rambling, but I'm not. I was going to show you the website because the website's real nice. It's brand new. But I don't remember what it's called right now. Oh, is it the whiterabbit.io? .net? Right, the White Rabbit. He bought all of the White Rabbits except for the whiterabbit.com because it's been around for a while and it's somebody who makes wonderful little the White Rabbit from the Alice in Wonderland clocks, I think. And he's like, I'll buy you the White Rabbit clocks if you sell me your whiterabbit.com. I don't know. He bought a mountain in two valleys. At a certain point, when you got mountain and valley money, you could get a website. You know what I'm saying? Those hearts were for me, by the way. I did see them. They did distract me, and I felt that it was you, and I appreciate it. And did you say what he's not having? I don't think he's having a vegetable. I think that's his way of telling us. Tell me you're not eating a vegetable. If I tell him you're not, I don't know. So distracted. But I got that memory recall, I think. So you're going to a virtual bookshelf in the desert to mine for some big gold in California. Yeah, dude. Yeah, basically. They call me a 24 that's this generation. Never mind. You get it. I'm not even gonna try to fuck vegetable. It's like I always say, everyone, fuck vegetables. I did not end up doing the ayahuascas. Woo! Woo-hoo! Can't wait to hear that story. Can't wait. Got something to look forward to for the first time in a long time, you guys. We got something to look forward to next week. The story of why Sean Hanlon went all the way to a different country, and didn't do the thing he went there to do. Can't wait. And it's 95 here today. You don't have to rub it in, bud. Just go have your fun dinner. 70 here in Detroit. Some would say that's better. I don't know. I didn't mean to pull that back up. Anyway, what? Bye-bye. Everybody says bye, Sean. Everybody, bye. Just as helpful in this show as he is when he's here. Oh, I was telling you about what the White Rabbit has given us so far. My favorite stories are of people not doing things. That's why he likes my stories so much, you guys. Because I have so many stories that start so good, and like I'm going to do a bunch of stuff, but then I don't. Cheers. Tip of the hat. Tip of the hat for you, Mark. Got a little bit of that cotton mouth, I think. A little bit of that dry mouth. Syndrome. The White Rabbit is still going to give away another car. This time it's going to be a classic car. And I think you have to accept the car in the United States. And if you're outside the United States, which there are people around the world, there's a large Australian crew and there's some London Englanders. And, I'm sure that, there's a French fella, Mr. Pierre. That's who did my art, the scammer show guy. Anyway, those people, I don't know if they win, they get something else. But he's giving away a cottage, a house, a little house on a golf course in the great state of Indiana, and also property, land You can actually win land. How? How can I win this? By owning his NFTs. It's that simple. And he just released brand new for this next, I guess, iteration. Okay, I think I did that right. For this next iteration, he's sent out, he's released brand new NFTs, base pieces. And of course, they are the cake and the potion thrice. And we've done it twice, and we did it so nice, they gave us a thrice. And needless to say, they're delicious because it's money. And it would also be these other prizes. Also, there's like super secret pools. There's all kinds of fun little things that are happening. And it's too bad that people have to jump to their, I guess, what they're told, the conclusion that someone else makes up for them. Because if they were to pay more attention, they would have also gotten 369 billion of these coins for just owning one NFT. I even feel bad because there's one fellow that gifted me 2 NFTs for Christmas because he was like, "Oh, you're really into the game and you've really been doing that game and it's done well and I think I'm done. So I just wanted to send them to you for Christmas." And I'm like, "Okay, guy, whatever. Okay, thank you." And then I hit him up the other day. I'm like, "Hey, I owe you some of this coin, dude. I should get you some of this because you gave it up." And I don't know if you feel like you won or if you ever did get any wins, but you should get some money, bud. And he's like, "Do not talk about other coins on my timeline." I go, "Okay, I get it. I do get it though, because I was purely pond and purely pork, and that was it." Until my rewards were cut off, because he was rewarding us with Pond coin, he was rewarding us with pork, and rewarding us with ETH. And then when all of this happened with the hubbala, I don't know, when it all messed up, and his streaming and everything got blocked or stopped for reasons that have not been discussed or verbalized to him. Some people are like, "Oh, they'll be fine at week 4, everything will be released." I'm like, "It better be." But I do hope and pray for that to be true to the statement, because this is week 4, and I do believe that tomorrow I should be receiving my $36 doubled, $72. That's exciting. I only put it in there for the culture. And now if they would have told me you should have $1 billion in there, not $1 billion, but 1 billion coins before it's like considered actual winnings, you shouldn't put anything in. I think a lot of people would have been like, "Oh, well then let me see what I could do to get $1 billion and to lock up." Instead, I was just like, "Oh, who cares?" Here we go. And because it'll probably be difficult, I'm just going to go 4 weeks and double it. Because I think there's another math problem, Mark Migilla, where if you start with $1 and you double it so many times, like 20 times, I don't know. But if you double it a bunch of times, you get to $1 million. Because the last 2 or 3 doubles are ginormous, of course. Again, don't quote me on that. I got no questions in the chat here. None popped up. But if you do like to figure out puzzles, we sure could use your help. We need a fresh set of eyes. Part of my thing is, do you just enter those words into MetaMask, or do you also have to have the right email address? Because I don't know. Is it using my email address and I'm entering its or some other, or is it just because I'm entering this code that gets me in there? There's part of me that says, why try? I can't even figure that part out. What am I doing? But I did try. Why? Because I need that money. And there's a lot. Just the other day, he said, "I'm juicing it." I got the juice. I'd like the juice. In a good way. Money. But I like to thank you guys. I like to thank you guys for listening, hanging out. Roses and thorns. Roses to me for doing the show. Thorns, you know who you are if you got a thorn. Most people out of the country, not you out of the. I was talking about my co-host who's not here, and he's out of the country. Not you, Dark Rabbit, Pierre. All right, I think that's it. 6 o'clock. I did it. I did an hour like nothing. I pissed for an hour in the morning. You know what I mean? It's nothing to me. It always feels like a lot, but then when I start talking, it's hard to stop me. Except for when I just stop. Thank you. All right. I think I said it all. I think it's all been said. Of course, as we always say at the end of Meltdown Island, get money out of politics. Let's stop the insanity. Corporations are not people. Please change the law back to make them not people. Why? Because they never go to jail. They can't go to jail. They won't go to heaven. They don't even believe in heaven. And they can't go to hell because they're a corporation. So the things that they do as people, not good. They're killing our planet. There, I said it. It's 70 degrees in Detroit in February. That ain't it. That ain't it. That's scary for me. I don't know why. Because it's the unknown unknowns. Much like our Supreme Court. That's a known unknown. Or we know they're going to fuck around. Boy, oh boy, for those, I hate to end on this note, but there's a fella that protested the current genocide happening, that we are all, as Americans, living through currently. And he even said something like in his letter, he said something like, people always wonder, oh, if I was living back when slavery happened, what would I do? Or if I was living during the Nazis, what would I do? Would I go fight? And what if you're living through a genocide right now? We're literally a pro-Israel state. They're best friends. And they're genociding a whole country of people. And if you go back before, when it was all Palestine, and the Jewish people showed up on the ships from Germany, big signs on the side of on the boat said, "Please allow us in. Don't look away or don't turn us away." And ultimately, they did let them in, and they did welcome them with open arms. And now they're being utterly wiped off the planet for it. They've not allowed food in since January. Since January? So this ex-army fella, I don't think he was currently an army fella. He went and he did, is it called? I don't know what it's called. But the Buddhist monks did it in Vietnam, and they burned themselves alive, which is the most extreme way of trying to point out injustice and showing that you're willing to go through the worst possible thing. Burning. You saw me. You saw how when I hurt my elbow, how much that hurt. And that was just an elbow that hit a corner of a thing, and I'm a wimp, right? I couldn't imagine burning myself. I would probably cry. And I don't mean to trivialize what this fella's gone through because, again, I'm speaking on it because I just wanted to speak on it, I guess, because you haven't seen anything like it in decades. I haven't heard anybody about burning themselves in decades. But boy, oh boy. Wake up, I guess. Shit's going on. Shit is going on. If I could leave you with one thought today, just remember that shit's going on. And, you know, I'm just a guy got head shit going on, living in Detroit. I don't know nothing. Or do I? We'll find out that and more next week on Meltdown Islands. I'd like to thank Mark and Sean and Athomix and Awful Waffle and Ghosts. Who else? God Mode. Thanks for hanging out and giving me a shout out. Jack and Chill. Chill been here since moment one. Rio, Bill, Fruit Tree, as always. Fruit Tree is an OG at this point. Fruit Tree been at every show. And I don't know exactly what fruit this tree has and or where it's located, but I'd like to thank you, Fruit Tree. And of course, my friend Gadi Pierre, Perrier, I don't know. Why do I try French? Why do I do it to myself? I should just say the Dark Rabbit. Got none but love for you. And as always, let's get big government out of the universal vagina that is the female vagina. Thank you. That's it. Have a great week. Okay, bye-bye. I got nothing. I didn't have no big ending. That's fine. You don't have to have an ending. Sometimes you just end. You just never know. You could be literally or figuratively. Either one, you could be like in the middle of a sentence. You know what I mean? You could just be talking, and then all of a sudden it just goes off.